We got married April 6th and divorced May 28th.
So you're divorced?
Yes. But there is a 90-day waiting period in Islam where it's basically you have 90 days to see if you're pregnant, because then he would be responsible, right? And then also in those 90 days, it's for reconciliation because Allah wants you to stay married. And then during those 90 days, you are not to entertain anybody romantically. So what I will say is that Islam has made my life a lot easier. I think even with this transition and things changing, right. Honestly, it's I don't think anybody gets married to not stay married.
I don't like the way Savannah look at LeBron. I like the way them white women look at LeBron. When soon as he walk out there, they just be like, oh. They be but it's I noticed when he go do the handshake with the main player on his team, which is that, it's you act like I'm bothering you.
Savannah James and LeBron James, please do not participate. Kevin Gates and Brittany Renner, who recently got married, are making headlines again, and not for the cutesy reasons. Brittany recently declared her legal divorce from the underappreciated rapper who chases clout on her Instagram story. Have any of you ever sat down to listen to his music? He is underappreciated, I tell you. Anyway, after a month of marriage, the couple is formally divorced. God, oh God. However, he dared to criticize Savannah. Okay. Brittany, however, believes she would be the exception. I like them together, I was cheering them on. A wild mess results from unhesitating Kevin and unconcerned Brittany. However, I was cheering them on. They seemed like a lovely couple to me. In any case, Brittany likely believed she would be the exception. As I mentioned earlier, she believed her love would be sufficient to transform Kevin and make him do the right thing at last, despite the fact that it has been made very evident that he mistreated his first wife. That I do not know is what the streets have spoken, but the streets have been shouting that. Furthermore, I am not sure anyone needed to hear this, but what a man is not prepared to correct, love cannot fix. Functionality is unavoidable, and Brittany most likely attempted to accomplish that. You are not his salvation. You are not his rehab. You are not his miraculous medication either.
Are you guys married? Or is this I don't know. How does this, first of all, Kevin's the best. Mm-hmm. You got to keep her. He's a great guy. Very, very, very. Is he still? Are you guys? Is he going? Did you release his semen retention?
Okay. First of all, you asked 3 questions. So
okay. Well, first things first. He was doing semen retention last time I saw him. Has the retention been lifted?
Okay. Well, that's a question you would have to ask him.
Okay.
But we got married April 6th and divorced May 28th.
So you're divorced?
Yes. But there is a 90-day waiting period in Islam where it's basically you have 90 days to see if you're pregnant, because then he would be responsible, right? And then also in those 90 days, it's for reconciliation because Allah wants you to stay married. And then during those 90 days, you are not to entertain anybody romantically. So what I will say is that Islam has made my life a lot easier. I think even with this transition and things changing, right. Honestly, it's I don't think anybody gets married to not stay married. So I think my biggest thing for me is this is a nice 90-day reset, just focusing on myself and pouring into myself. And what I also will add is that I followed my heart, and that's more than what most people can say in this world. And I have no shame in that. That's why I'm here. BET Awards. As you can see, I'm out here on this black myself.
Yeah, I feel like you've always been, I think anybody who ever speaks with you or listens to your long form conversations will have, I feel like you have your misconceptions because obviously you're in tabloids, you're on wives, you're on online.
Yeah.
People make their assumptions about you and who you are. But I feel like anybody who's ever heard you speak and articulate yourself knows that you have a great head on your shoulders and you're not some, you know what I'm saying? So, damn. So the divorce was a week ago. Damn.
Many plan, but Allah is the best of planner. So I don't question that, and I don't feel like it's a situation because what is meant to be is always going to be,
So you guys end up divorced, and now there's a 90-day cool off period if it reconciles, or you happen to be with child.
No, I'm not with child.
You're not. Okay.
No,
Okay.
no,
I don't
no.
know. You. That's what you said.
No. I'm saying that's what the
The
time period is
rule,
for.
the
Yeah,
rule,
yeah.
yeah.
That's why that's in place for that. So it's like, so basically, if you were to, divorce, and then he's like, oh, it's not mine. So there's the 3 cycles. That's kind of why it's 90 days. 3 cycles.
Do you? I mean, I can imagine being who you are.
Mm-hmm.
How much courage and how much it takes for you to step out publicly with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are you good?
All is truly well. I'm here, aren't I?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I can just.
Yeah. No. If I wasn't okay, like you said, I would.
Because I know you like, like you I feel like you stepping out publicly with somebody is huge for you personally, as for anybody, but you're a public figure, and
Yeah.
Since Kevin continued to promote the idea that marriage was merely a means for him to clap his cheeks rather than a commitment, people have been expressing that their marriage seemed more lust-driven than truly love-driven. According to Brittany, Kevin was her soul match. They do look well together after all. I grant them that. I was cheering them on. They seem like a cute couple to me. But when you leave your intellect at home and follow your emotions, this is exactly what happens. These two are illogical, deep thinkers. All right. Both Kevin and Brittany sound smart. They employ these lofty terms. All right. Some of them I have never heard of. They discuss spirituality, soulmates, and energy. Kevin is constantly discussing a lot of nonsense. However, it is a no for me in terms of decision-making, emotional development, and common sense. They act like 2 teenagers, yet they talk like 2 intellectuals. Someone stated the 90-day period is what you should have given him before even dating, taking him seriously, and this could have been avoided. Changing religions, but making the same choices and mistakes is egregious. I was rooting for her, but this is just never mind. Happy Sunday, everyone. She continues by saying also, I'm tired of people saying Muslim men can have multiple wives. It's not that simple. Yes, they can have up to 4 wives, but the first wife has to approve the union. Very few percent of Muslim men have multiple wives, like less than 5%. It's not that common, and it has to be done in a certain manner, which I'm willing to bet was not the case. So many people choose Islam because they can't accept monogamy. Oh, clock it. And for lustful purposes, and not for what it's really about. Discuss it. Someone stated he's so manipulative. I can see him setting up what she thought was a ceremony, a real ceremony. Another person stated, I knew they weren't happy. The look in his eyes told a whole story. He was trying to get over or make Dreka mad, but nothing worked. Her energy didn't allow her to entertain the foolishness they had going on. Kevin, however, insisted that he was content with his new circumstances. Additionally, most of the time, people are not pleased when they have to constantly remind you they are. Perhaps, though, he was content for the time being. It is a mess, though. Another person stated, girl, take that costume back to Party City. Stop playing with this religion. You would never be married to him because he's still married to my friend. What are you talking about? Lying for what? Well, according to Kevin, they were wed. Another person stated she followed her, not her heart, and realized she bit off more than she can chew, and the way she's saying Islam is zoning me out. I cringed at that, my God. For example, who says it that way? In the comments section, please share your opinions regarding the matter. Let me know if you enjoy the film, and I will see you later. Goodbye.